everybody. Welcome to another episode of Best and Worst. This is the show where we like to pick one of our favorite talents and we talk about what we think are their best and worst of their career. And today, I thought that it would be fun to talk about a famous Texan. We are talking about Matthew Mcconaughey because I'm going to Texas this weekend and I'm really excited about that. And that's why we don't have hidden gems this week. But we will be back next week, so don't worry about that. But I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Ryan is here.
Hey Rachel, it's great to be back with you once again for Best and Worst. It is sad we won't have an episode this week, but I still get to do Best and Worst, and that ain't nothing. Most things with you are very fun. I mean, all things. So there is that.
Well,
And we
thank
are going to
you.
be talking about Matthew McConaughey, and he's an actor that I have a lot of respect for. If you just hear him speak, or if you read his writings, then he's just a guy that I have a lot of respect for. I love the speech that he gave for the University of Houston in 2015, I believe. He has one of my favorite quotes, "Don't leave crumbs," which is a rather long allegory for finish what you start and always have return on investment. I like that. I like the spirit of that. And I also have a lot of respect for his work ethic because he's been around since the mid to late 70s, and he's still going strong. And I think that should be commended.
Yeah, and he's done great things in every genre. He's made films in every genre at least, and so that's something to be commended. So yeah, he seems like a really charming guy, and has a lot of good films. So we're going to talk about him. Let's dive into it. What is your best of Matthew McConaughey?
So my favorite performance of his is from 2014, and it is Interstellar. I get why people wouldn't like this movie. I actually rewatched it in honor of Tenet, and I hadn't seen it in a while, and I was blown away by it. But I do understand why people wouldn't like it. It is very long. It can get very preachy, especially with the whole 20th century was nothing but decadence or something dumb like that. But when this movie hits emotionally, man, it is so good. Like Matthew McConaughey's relationship with his daughter through Bryce Dallas Howard eventually, and the younger girl, I can't think of her name right now,
Wasn't
but
it Jessica Chastain?
or yes, Jessica Chastain, thank
Yeah.
you. His relationship with his daughter is just incredible stuff, and you feel the desperation of this mission and how they go on a planet is like one day on Earth is 7 years, or one day there is 7 years on Earth. So it's like a we'll be right back
Yeah.
situation, but it took them like decades to get back. So it is really brutal stuff. Like I said, McConaughey's awesome. Jessica Chastain's really good. Michael Caine is in there, of course, because I think it's an unwritten law that Nolan has to cast him in all of his movies, except for Dunkirk, strangely.
Is he in Tenet?
Yes, he is for like the
Okay.
one scene, but he is
Oh,
there.
okay.
And on the whole, I could talk about Interstellar for hours. It's a bit
Yeah.
preachy, it's a bit long, but I still love it nonetheless.
Yeah. And I'm not the biggest sci-fi person, but I did actually enjoy Interstellar. I think that it's because of that relationship between Matthew McConaughey's character and his daughter, and that you really feel that, and that connection kind of carries you through the whole film. And I think it makes, I know a lot of people don't like the ending, but I think it makes the ending very satisfying because it's the end of it's the culmination of their relationship and their love for each other. And I think it's beautiful. And it is a gorgeous movie to look at for sure.
Christopher Nolan made his space opera. He made his 2001, his
Mhm.
uh, his 2010. Like he
Yeah.
decided, you know what? I'm pretty cash heavy. I think I'm gonna mess around and make a big two hour 45 space opera. Let's see what happens. And
Mhm.
I think it was largely a success.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that the scene where he watches the or listens to the videos of his family when he gets
Oh
back
man,
is devastating, and he does a great
don't
job in that scene.
don't get me started. Don't get
Yes.
God, because I even in meme form I can't look at that because that turned into a meme for a while. Even when it
Yeah.
was a meme, I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. It's too hard to watch.
Mhm. Now, for my best, I thought about doing How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I think it is a very well written, very well done romantic comedy. And I think that those kinds of films don't tend to get the respect that they deserve because they're very difficult to pull off and to make work. And he proceeded to do a bunch of not good ones with Kate Hudson and others during that period, but that one was good. But I think his actual best movie that he's ever been in is a movie called Mud. And Mud was released, I think, the same year that he got his Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club. And I think that this is the better film. And it's written and directed by Jeff Nichols, who's a director that I love. He's really great. And it's about these two boys who stumble upon this man who is this fugitive on the run. And it's all set in this, oh gosh, the it's all set on the Mississippi River, like down south, and it has such a like a sense of place, and you really feel like you are there with these on the ground with these boys and following them and seeing them grow. And Matthew McConaughey's character is so great. Like it's because at first you're very skeptical of him because he's a fugitive and what's he doing, but then you like grow to feel for this character because you understand why he did what he did. Reese Witherspoon is in it; she's great. It's a beautifully made film. It's just got such a sense of atmosphere about it, and great character development, great dialogue. And Ty Sheridan, it plays one of the boys. He's really good. It's just a really well made, well done movie.
I've heard nothing but amazing things about this, and I really need to watch it because, like I said, I have heard nothing but amazing things. And I think, like you were alluding to about the rom-coms, is that McConaughey was kind of in those for like years and years to the point where it was like that's all he was gonna do. And then it was like 2013, 14, and 15, it was like that was like the McConaissance, if you will. He
Yeah.
won the Oscar, he was in Interstellar, and he's still riding that momentum. So I really should watch Mud now because this was
Mhm.
like the genesis of the
Yeah.
McConaissance, if you will.
And Jeff Nichols said that he was trying to make a modern day Tom Sawyer, and you really see that in here, or Huckleberry Finn. Especially with the whole idea of the boys finding the fugitive and being on the Mississippi River, and it has that kind of feel of a modern Twain story. So I definitely think that you would really like it. Sarah Paulson is in it. Michael Shannon is in it. So great cast. So. All right. Well, let's talk about the worst. What was your worst of Matthew McConaughey?
So for my worst, and again, this is another case of the movie's bad, but the actor is actually trying or is at least doing some good, and that's The Dark Tower. I actually like McConaughey in the movie. However, I feel like this was just a setup movie for the movies to come,
Yeah.
and they never came. And it's really sad because I like the concept of the Dark Tower on paper, but I feel like making it like a hour 45 movie is just not the right thing to do. It deserves like an HBO style TV series with all the bells and whistles thrown in. There's certain Stephen King work that deserves to be like a series, like Langoliers, The Stand, things like that. Like I said, McConaughey is good in the movie. He's trying. I liked the relationship he had with Idris Elba. I can't hate anything Idris does, but just this movie was just plain forgettable. Like you could just kind of blank this movie out of existence as soon as you leave.
Yeah, this was one of my worst of the year that year, and it's been a long time since I've seen it. So I just remember being really disappointed with the story because it's so good in the book, and there's so much juicy interactions. There's a cheekiness with the man in black that you never get in the movie, and especially someone like Matthew McConaughey should be able to do that, but it it felt like a bunch of setting up without a lot of story, and even the world building just felt bland. It just was disappointing, and it had so much potential because they have a great cast and it's a great book.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good choice. Well, my choice is one of his bad rom-coms. He had a bad stretch there for a while, and I got to go with Failure to Launch. And this, you're supposed to buy that Matthew McConaughey's character is has never left home and is this sort of mama's boy kind of. I mean, it just seems very hard to believe with how smooth and suave and everything that he is, and that they hire this woman to get him out of the house, and played by Sarah Jessica Parker, and they have no chemistry at all, and it just, the whole concept is just so stretched, even for someone who loves rom-coms like me. And then you have to deal with Terry Bradshaw having a naked room, which is something I never needed to see in my life. The only good thing about this movie, as far as I'm concerned, is Zoe Deschanel is quite funny with her. She's this whole thing with his bird. That's pretty funny. That's it. That's the only good part about the movie. Everything else is terrible. So yeah, it's one of my least favorite rom-coms with Failure to Launch. I also really dislike The Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, so it would be one of those two
Terry,
as my least
Terry
favorite.
Bradshaw won a Super Bowl, y'all.
Yeah, we don't need to see his naked room. No, thank you. So you have not been unfortunate enough to see this movie, I hope.
No, no, I stayed far away from it. I was intrigued. Then I was like, no, no, probably
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Well, there we go. That is our best and worst of Matthew McConaughey. Let us know what you think and what you would pick. We'd love to hear in the comment section or on Twitter. And please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. We sure appreciate that. And Ryan, where can people find you?
They can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, RyanCam20. Then there's, of course, my YouTube channel, which is just called RyanCam. Uh, I by the time this video comes out, my video where I talk about Dune, how I rewatched the '84 Dune, is going to be coming out, and I had a lot of fun making that, and filled
That'll be
with love
fun.
for the movie when I announced it. People were like, it's just things like that. But it was fun to rewatch, and
Yeah.
it's going to be fun to talk about. And then I promised a first reaction to Secret World of Arietti that never came because of my allergies, but that will be coming very soon as well. And then this coming Sunday, I was going to be talking about David Fincher's Seven. However, due to a subscriber request, I'm going to pivot slightly and do a Better Than You Remember video on Avengers Age of Ultron. That'll be coming on Sunday. So if you haven't checked me out, please do.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have all that information in the description. You should definitely all check it out. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. And also make sure you're checking out the Hallmarkies podcast. We have a lot of fun over there. And so thanks so much, everybody. And I'll talk to y'all. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.